of such a player could prove crucial in such an important match. However, Hearts have made a fine start to the league campaign with 2 away wins. And the home fans will be looking forward to seeing new signing Ian Baird, signed last month from Middlesbrough for £350,000. He was a teammate of Joe Jordan at Southampton. And a young player making a big impact in the opening spell is 23-year-old Scott Crabb, who's been here for 6 years after signing from the Tynecastle Boys Club. He turned down an offer from St Johnstone recently. This Rangers lineup shows what a difference a year can make. In the corresponding fixture last season, the Ibrox side fielded Woods, Butcher, Stephen and Walters, not to mention out of favour McCoist and Hurlock. The newest face of all is that of Stuart McCall, signed this week from Everton for £1.2 million. The man who once almost committed himself to England, played for Scotland in the World Cup last year, and now looks forward to the most important phase of his career. And another new face at Ibrox is that of Scotland keeper Andy Gorham, who's faced Hearts here on many an occasion in the Edinburgh Derby. Signed during the close season for £1 million, he's made the perfect start with 2 shutouts in 2 appearances. The referee is Mr David Syme from Rutherglen. Well, what a week it's been for the Rangers chairman, David Murray, involved in the transfer of Trevor Stephen to Marseille for just over £5 million. So referee David Syme gives the signal, and this important match gets underway. Both sides unbeaten. Well, Rangers certainly had the upper hand last season in the league matches, taking 8 points out of a possible 8, scoring 10 goals in the process for the loss of just 2. And right away, John Robertson in the thick of the action. Well, a great start to the season for Robertson as well, scoring 3 goals. Gary Mackay with the throw. Again, it's Hearts' ball, quickly taken. And this time it goes to Rangers. Nice little touch by Haitley. Away by Tosh McKinlay. Haitley in there again. McLaren sticking well to the task. Play by Gary Mackay. The early shot, the ball's in the net. A sensational goal for Hearts. Scott Crabb. 1 minute gone here at Tynecastle. Andy Gorham, well, he just can't believe it. The first time shot from Scott Crabb. It was lovely play by Gary Mackay, taking the return from Tosh McKinlay. Look at this shot, giving Gorham absolutely no chance at all. Hearts 1, Rangers 0. Well, the rain pouring down here now. I think the 4 seasons since the Rangers team bus arrived at 2 o'clock. Bright sunshine, now torrential rain, but well, certainly the Hearts fans not noticing it after that quite incredible goal. Eamon Bannon just a bit unlucky. Free kick now to Rangers. Well, just no let up at all in this downpour. Free kick coming in, Mark Haitley. Oh, good header and a good save. The cross coming in from Peter Houstrap. That was Haitley at his best. And a real tester for Henry Smith in these conditions. Good play by Crabb. Robertson. Well, Scott Crabb taking a knock just before Robertson delivered the shot. Scott Crabb with requiring some treatment after a hefty challenge. Richard Gough is also on the ground. Rangers players getting back. Scott Nisbet going in there. And then across comes Richard Gough. Gough himself just getting back to his feet. And the referee will restart the match on the halfway line, bouncing the ball between Spackman and Derek Ferguson. Crab back in the thick of the action. Bannon. Robertson well challenged by Nisbet. It's Nigel Spackman. On ball for Haitley. Ferguson, good play by Rangers. Mo Johnston. Well, the ball taking a deflection of David McPherson. That was a very good save by Henry Smith. The early shot from Mo Johnston taking a deflection off the defender. Johnson taking the pass there from Ian Ferguson. The first time shot, a slight deflection, and well done, Henry Smith. Good touch by Baird. Mackay punting it forward, but too much for John Robertson. Nice turn there by Houstra. Robertson racing forward, using his pace. Haitley! Well, very unlucky. A lovely turn by Peter Houstra. Started it all. He got the ball to Robertson. His tremendous pace carrying him away from the challenge of Crab, and there was Haitley, the first time shot dipping over the crossbar. Mark's pouring men forward again. It's Robertson in possession. The chance on for Derek Ferguson. Great save by Gorham. The ball goes behind for the goal kick. The ball coming off Derek Ferguson's head. Well, a wonderful chance for Hearts to go 2 ahead. John Robertson's been operating in the left for the last few minutes. It's in a tremendous cross. Derek Ferguson's header, the one-handed save from Gorham, and the ball eventually coming off the Hearts player. Well, a vital save by Andy Gorham. Challenge by Bannon on Ian Ferguson. The free kick awarded to Rangers. Scott Nisbet with the free kick. Haitley. McPherson having to make up ground on Johnson. He did well. Robertson. Derek Ferguson. Good play. Baird's going through the middle. Great awareness there by Robertson. Baird, though, hitting the ball just too far in front of himself. Following through on the goalkeeper, and he's in trouble with the referee. Well, he pushed the ball too far in front at the end of a fine Hearts move, and Baird being called over as Gorham gets some treatment. Great ball by John Robertson, but the first touch letting down the Hearts striker, pushing it just too far in front and going right through on the goalkeeper, and that gets him a yellow card. So he becomes the third player booked in this match. Miller and Baird of Hearts, McCall of Rangers. And Gorham has recovered with 5 minutes left until half-time. One ball by Nisbet. Henry Smith committing himself. Good touch by Baird to Robertson. Support from Bannon. Ian Ferguson racing back to provide cover. Referee waves play on. Play again by Robertson to Bannon. Baird's in the middle. Well, it beats everyone. applause again from the Hearts fans. There was some clever play by John Robertson. The support came from Eamon Bannon with that early cross, eluding Gorham and Baird. So just under 2 minutes of this first half left, plus of course any injury time. Hearts leading by a goal to nil. Gary Stevens for Rangers. Gately, good ball to Haustra. Well, what a chance for Peter Haustra. Good play by Rangers. Ball through to Gately, and it was a lovely ball into the path of Haustra, but wide of target. There goes the half-time whistle. Well, an entertaining first 45 minutes. A sensational start by Hearts, just 1 minute gone. Gary Mackay combining so well with Tosh McKinlay. Mackay's cross and Crabb hitting the ball high into the net past an amazed Andy Gorham. The half-time score here at Tynecastle, Hearts 1, Rangers 0. John Robertson and Ian Baird get the second half underway. Oh, what a contrast to the beginning of the game, the sun shining. Early free kick to Hearts, the challenge by Nisbet on Baird. By David Robertson, Bannon still up there, Derek Ferguson, Nisbet for Rangers, Cole, Ian Ferguson. Tosh McKinlay hitting the ball high out of play for the throw-in to Rangers. Mo Johnston laying it off to Ferguson, back to Mo Johnston. Well, unlucky. Good play between Johnston and Ferguson. The Rangers starting the second half as they finished the first, pushing forward. Just too much there for Johnston. Derek Ferguson. Baird climbing high, the ball breaks to Eamon Bannon. Well, the shot was on for Bannon. He decided not to have a go, and the chance is lost. So 50 minutes gone. Ball breaks to Ian Ferguson. Haustra, play a bit untidy. Gary Mackay stepping in for Hearts, supported by Scott Crabb. Robertson and Baird are looking in the middle. It breaks to Robertson. Well, Scott Nisbet made an absolute hash of that. The ball coming in from Crabb, and it was Nisbet who played it right into the path of John Robertson. He tried to chest it down, and a complete miscue by Robertson. David Robertson showing plenty of pace. Mo Johnston. Haustra. David McPherson taking no chance. A good cross there from Haustra. And Ian Ferguson had made a good run. A timely intervention by David McPherson. And Gough and Nisbet well forward again. It's another bad corner. That's the second one like that Haustra's hit in this second half. Rangers really can't afford that. Stevens to Ian Ferguson. Gately and Johnson through the middle. Stevens coming in the overlap. Mo Johnston leaving it. Gately! Well, good play by Mo Johnston. Good move by Rangers. Johnson allowing that cross to go into the path of Mark Hateley. Again, just failing to connect properly. Well, Johnson shouting to his teammates. He certainly worked very hard for Rangers in the second half. Haustra winning the throw for Rangers off the feet of Gary Mackay. Spackman leaving it to David Robertson. He looks for the head of Hateley. Away by McLaren. Spackman into the path of McCall. Mo Johnston. Again, it's David McPherson mopping up for Hearts. Playing a real captain's role this afternoon. John Miller. Baird to Bannon. Good ball from Bannon to Derek Ferguson. Cleared by Nisbet. Hateley did well under pressure. That's a good ball to Haustra. Mo Johnson's in the middle. Ian Ferguson coming with a run. Well, Hearts concede the corner kick. Well, Haustra will be hoping to make a better job of this one than he has the last two. Gough, Mo Johnston. Well, Johnson can't quite believe it. Richard Gough got his head to the ball. It was Scott Crabb who was back defending, who got the ball off the line. A little help from Henry Smith. And it's Crabb again in the thick of the action. Johnston, first time ball to Gary Stevens. Rangers with plenty of men forward. Mo Johnston! Well, another chance goes a-begging. Mo Johnston can't believe it. Excellent play again by Rangers. Gary Stevens charging forward. The glancing header from Mo Johnston past the right-hand post of Henry Smith. Cut out by Spackman. Hearts players buzzing all around him. Spackman again. Johnston. Ferguson, Stevens going wide on the right. Spencer. Stevens! Well, that was fine goalkeeping by Henry Smith at full stretch. And if he hadn't gathered that ball, Mo Johnston would surely have swept it into the back of the net. With Spencer into the path of Gary Stevens. Look at Mo Johnston on the line. Hateley finding Spencer. Back up from McCall. McPherson trying to break out of defence, running into Spackman. That's McCall for Rangers. Looking for the head of Hateley, gets the touch. Mo Johnston! What a save by Henry Smith! The flag has gone up, but again, terrific goalkeeping by Henry Smith. He gets a pat there from Eamon Bannon. The ball was played onto the head of Hateley. Good downward strike, and there was Smith at the feet of Mo Johnston. Baird making the challenge. Well, a fine effort. And they got him, probably not quite expecting that one. He just had it first time. Derek Ferguson doing well. Mackay. Chased by Spencer. Rangers ball. McCall. Ball racing forward, trying to pick out Gary Stevens. Stevens, another great save by Henry Smith. Well, Gary Stevens been given a lot of room on that side of the park. Hearts failing to pick him up and almost paying the price. Again, it was great goalkeeping by Henry Smith. Smith committing himself again. Good handling. Stroke. Go into Hearts. Well, Derek Ferguson will be enjoying this against his old club. The final whistle, jubilation among the Hearts fans. Hearts keep their 100% record in the Premier Division. And Henry Smith, the hero of the hour, a tremendous string of saves throughout this match, particularly in the second half. Final score here at Tynecastle, Hearts 1, Rangers 0.
Scott, a perfect start to the season for Hearts, 6 points out of 6.
That's right, you can't complain with that. We beat Dunfermline last Saturday and then Airdrie during the week, and then we've got the champions here. And to take 2 points off of them, it's a great boost for the club.
Now that goal came after just 1 minute. Talk us through it.
Was it 1 minute, was it? I didn't know it was as early as that, but it went wide to Gary Mackay, and Gary put in a great ball to about 18-20 yards out, and I just took a swipe at it. I thought I was going to take a touch actually. I thought I'll cover goal, it's early doors, and it flew into the top corner. I actually thought Andy Gorham thought it was going by, but it sneaked over him.
Joe, you're obviously delighted with the result, but you must be very pleased with the performance as well.
Yeah, I think the performance, it's great to get a start like we have, 6 points, but the actual performance and the work rate and the commitment with the players, each and every one of them, you know, and it was a team performance, and that's why we managed to get the result that we did.
Now you had to reorganise at the back in the absence of Craig Levein. That worked out very well for you.
It did. We had to play Tosh in an unfamiliar position, and I didn't want to make any change. I didn't want to really. Davey's been playing through the pre-season and the first 2 games as a sweeper, and I didn't really want to make as many changes as that. So we brought Tosh straight in, and after the first 10 minutes, when he realised what it was all about, I thought he was exceptional.
David McPherson has again been the subject of transfer speculation this week. Can you just spell out the situation? You are looking for another defender as cover, but what is the situation with David? Is he staying or will he be going?
Well, I think it typifies the situation today that we had to bring Tosh, who's a left back, and play him in an unfamiliar role. We don't have cover in that position. I have been trying for quite a while now, to solve that. But it wouldn't solve my problem if I brought one and then sold one. That is not the idea. The idea is to try and get competition for places here right throughout the team. So you can rest assured that I don't want to sell David McPherson, and the arrival, if there is an arrival of a defender, will not signal the departure of a centre back.
Now you dropped Henry Smith towards the end of last season. He's battled his way back, and he got a hero's reception there at the end.
Yes, he did. Henry, as you said, there was a period last year where I think I was correct in taking him out. I think he needed a rest. He needed to get into the reserves and work on it again. And Nicky Walker came in and done exceptionally well. And Nicky was starting the season as a #1 as he finished. And unfortunately for Nicky, he collected a bad injury, but he's not too far away. So Henry must look at it and say that yes, there is competition for place and it's round the corner, but he's rallied round and he's shown a great attitude. And as he typified today, the performances so far have been smashing.
Gordon, a fine Hearts performance, but the goal, obviously the big talking point. Do you attach any blame to Andy Gorham?
No, I see in the papers, etc., and Andy Gorham's been getting a lot of criticism for the goal, but I didn't really see it that way, because it really was a bit of a fluke goal. I mean, fair enough, Scott Crabb certainly aimed in the direction of the goals, but there was a tremendous dip and swerve on it, and I don't think Andy Gorham was at fault at all.
Now, the Baird, Crabb, Robertson formation worked extremely well. It's a bit of a throwback to the days where John Robertson and John Cahoon were feeding off Sandy Clark.
Yeah, I think they must love having Ian Baird in the forward line just now. Obviously takes a lot of weight off their shoulders. Similar situation you get to, as we discussed last week, Cascarino with Charlie Nicholas and Tommy Coyne. And I think this season we'll see Scott Crabb and John Robertson in particular, who I thought had a smashing game yesterday, scoring a lot of goals. I mean, and they worked extremely hard. You see John Robertson here picking the ball up in the right back area, knocking a 40-yard ball up to Ian Baird, coming and supporting and trying to get the cross in. And I think that was one of the secrets of Hearts' success yesterday. Their front three pressurised Rangers' back four right throughout the 90 minutes. And as we all know, Rangers like to try and build things for the back, and they weren't allowed to do that yesterday. And the result was that they were knocking quite a lot of long balls up to Mark Hateley, which really at the end of the day, Alan McLaren and David McPherson done a great job on him, particularly, I mean, the way Mark Hateley's been playing just now, for him to stop him scoring a goal is a bit of an achievement. Ian Baird a little bit reckless there, but he's a tough competitor. This is great play by John Robertson, holding the ball up, shielding it and waiting till a player gets into a forward position. Eamon Bannon, who I thought had a smashing game as well yesterday. I think there's still a couple of years left in him yet.
Now, Derek Ferguson, we featured him in this analysis spot last season. It's always hard to overlook him, and he enjoyed playing against his old team. It was a quality performance. Yeah, well, he's a quality player, Derek Ferguson. I think everybody's known that for a while. I mean, I just think maybe a season and a half ago he lost his way a bit with injuries, etc. But I mean, things were pretty hectic at times yesterday at Tynecastle, and Derek Ferguson, throughout the 90 minutes, kept his composure, nearly scored a goal there for a terrific header, done everything right, but a great save for Andy Gorham. And he was a great get-out for Hearts nearing the end of the game, because Rangers put them under a tremendous amount of pressure, and they were giving the ball to Derek Ferguson, and he wasn't losing possession and knocking good balls into his strikers. Now, Derek's only 24 years of age, and he's got 2 Scotland caps to his credit already. Can he rekindle his international career? Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of Derek Ferguson. I don't see any reason why not. I mean, you just look at yesterday's performance. He's playing against the league champions and shining, so why not back into the international scene? Because we aren't over and enamoured with a lot of terrific midfield players just now. Now, Henry Smith proved that goalkeepers do improve with age. The reflexes and the handling were quite superb. Yeah, because it was, I mean, this one in particular, it takes a little bit of a deflection off the bottom of David McPherson's boot and bounces up. And it must have been difficult for the goalkeepers yesterday, because as we've seen, there was a terrible downpour at the start of the game, and the ball must have been greasy and difficult for goalkeepers handling. But I think his major contribution, apart from we see him here making one save after another, he came out for a tremendous amount of crosses yesterday and caught them all, which makes life, you know, terrific for back four players when you see your goalkeeper coming, particularly when you've got an aerial threat like Mark Hateley there. Now, Stuart McCall, it was a difficult debut for him. A softish booking didn't help either, but he did have his moments. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people thought he had a very quiet game, and to be fair, in the first half he never really contributed a great deal, which is understandable considering what he's went through in the last 44 hours. New player coming into the club and all the transfer stuff. But I thought in the second half he played really well, and I'm sure Walter Smith must have been delighted. Knocked a lot of good balls into forwards' feet yesterday, competed really well, and I think he'll prove to be a very successful signing for Rangers. And I think he's a player that'll get goals for them as well. This is a terrific pass into Gary Stevens, who at this stage in the game is bombing up and down the line like an express train. Now, after a difficult season for Hearts last year, do you think Joe Jordan's starting to turn them round? He does have some good players there. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I'd never any doubt about Joe's ability to do that. I mean, he was in a similar situation to that at Bristol City. No money to spend, he had to wheel and deal, and he'd done that successfully, and I'm quite sure he'll do the same at Hearts. Knowing Joe is a very determined character, and he's got a lot of good players there.